Hi guys, I hope you're all well and happy. So this video, I'm going to show how I've painted this Megatrakk Scrapjet. What did I say made? I didn't obviously make it. It's just in case it was a kit that I've glued together. Although that being said, I really fancy the idea of doing like kit bashing and stuff. So obviously this is one of the boxes of my pile of, well, I guess they originally were called Pile of Shame, then Pile of Opportunity, and now I believe they're called Pile of Funds. So yeah, this has been on my shelf for a few years. But as you can see, I've already taken the sprue from the very outer edge of this off. So that's how old this is. Yeah, this was when I was making sprue videos. I've nabbed the the sprue bit from the edge. I will be making some more sprue videos, guys. I've got an idea of something I want to make. It's quite big, so I have got a lot of sprues lined up, ready to make something with. Yeah, so keep an eye on a sprue build coming soon, which I might actually be doing in some live streams, mainly because the thing I'm looking at making, say it's quite big, it's going to take me quite a while to make. But anyway, let's get back to this video. So obviously just cutting out the bits, nice and easy. It was just one sprue. It's still worth following the instructions though. I have in the past, this is quite some time ago, taken everything off a sprue because it's like this, just one sprue. So you think, oh, nice and simple. But when it comes to put it together, obviously some bits do need to go together before other bits. And if you don't do them in the right order, you can come a cropper. Sorry, that was a bit funny. Yeah, you can come a cropper, so it is worth following the instructions just to make sure the assembly is done correct. But yeah, guys, custom builds. If there's anything you want to see me have a go at making, please let me know. As yeah, I say a lot of the stuff I've got some sort of buildings and some vehicles. So I do fancy the idea of yeah, mixing and matching and making something new. Also, obviously, everything, well, not everything, but a lot of the stuff that I've been making is on my eBay page. So go check that out. This is Little Cheese. She likes to come and sort of see what I'm doing. Although this video was actually sort of taken a few months ago. She is a lot bigger now. But this is where she is obviously lovely and diddy. And yeah, my cat is called Cheese, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it's a assembly of this. Yeah, nice and simple. I'm using the this blue cement glue. The blue one's pretty cool because obviously you can see exactly where you put it, whereas normally the cement glue is clear. So well, you kind of know where you put it, or you think you do. But the blue one, yeah, you can see exactly where it is. So yeah, guys, don't forget to check out say eBay. What I'm going to do is this guy is on eBay, but what I might do is put things on there and things like the vehicles. If they don't sell after a month or so, then I might sort of well cut them up and try and make something else out of them. So yeah, he's on his little paint holder. I've done a bit of sanding, bit of filing, just to get rid of any edges that shouldn't be there from where I've cut it off the sprue. So it is nice and ready, well, to be painted. And obviously I'm going to kind of like follow the cover art, mainly because a lot of times when I'm painting things, the thing I struggle with the most is what colors. So yeah, so you quite often you'll see me paint something in the box art sort of style color, just because it makes it easier for me. Especially with this thing, most of it is silver. So I primed it with this silver, but I kind of thought, well, it's silver, but it's not shiny silver. So I went out and bought this. It's also spray paint, chrome effect. So I'm guessing it's for like wheels on cars. But as you can see by the lid, super shiny. So yeah, let's paint this super shiny. And well, it really is. Yeah, it does live up to what's obviously on the lid. Although you will see at the very end, and I'm not sure what thumbnail I've used yet, but you will see I mess it up. Yeah, very last minute I mess up. Anyway, we'll get to that in just a second. So painting this, say it's not too many colours. This is where obviously in this case doing it the style of the box art is good because it is primarily silver, which means there's not a lot to paint. But as you can see, the only problem about using that other primer because it isn't obviously a primer, it's a sort of top coat. Yeah, the acrylic paints do have a little problem adhering to it. I'm not sure if there's something I could have mixed in with the paint to make it easier. I don't know. So it did take at least two, sometimes three coats to get a nice full coverage with the paints. Again, this is what I love about painting and this hobby. I say I've been doing this for 6 years now. There's still things I don't know. There's still things I'm learning, still things I'm trying out. So obviously painting on normal sort of paints, yeah, that's why we use primers, because they are a primer, they go underneath, and we know the acrylic paints can go on them really well. Whereas obviously I've used the top coat sort of paint on this, especially because it is obviously very glossy. And yet some of the paints did have problems getting on. So I say, yeah, definitely some of the cases, 2-3 coats. But yeah, although this is why I messed up at the end, and well, we're not too far from there, but because there's not a lot of painting in this, so nice and simple. Obviously, you love this. Obviously, it's an Ork vehicle. I love Ork vehicles because they look cool. They have awesome names, and these are very wacky races looking. Some of you guys might not know what that is. Races is a TV sort of series back in the, I don't know, I guess it probably started in the 70s. I certainly would have watched it probably back then, maybe in the 80s, because I'm old. But yeah, wacky races, whole variety of weird and wonderful looking vehicles that basically go out on a racetrack and kind of like shoot each other and do other stuff. So with this guy, obviously, I don't want to make him a rust bucket, but I do want to dirty the underneath of the vehicle, because obviously when you come to see what I do with the basin, you'll understand why I want the underneath to be a bit dirty, because obviously it's going along a road or dirt track. So yes, I am going to add some sort of wash and then some rust to this vehicle. But I think for the first time ever, I do very well on the rust, because typically if you watch my videos where I paint things, mainly vehicles and terrain, I do like things to look rusty. But when I do it, it looks like the thing's 10,000 years old. And basically, there is no vehicle or terrain. It is just pure rust. I go over the top with rust, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But on this occasion, I did very well. I didn't go nuts, which is very unlike me. So we got him on the base. So I'm going to do the base in sort of last. But this is where I did sort of notice that a lot of the paint, I say, it's there, but it's not really stuck on. So it does come off. Although in this case, in certain areas, that's quite cool because it gives it a bit more of a sort of weathered, beaten effect. So I did sort of scratch a few bits off. But there, this is the rust that I like using, the green stuff world patina's yellow oxide. Works really, really well. But if you see me using this stuff, typically I go to town. I just go nuts with this stuff. But the good thing is when you put this stuff on, you can then just wipe bits off. So that's the whole point of using this, is you put loads on and then you wipe it off to get sort of the amount of rust you like. But yeah, I'm being very good and just literally putting the rust on a few little items. And obviously the underneath of this vehicle gets quite a bit of this stuff. But yeah, I was quite reserved, which is very unlike me. That's because I wanted to see the really shiny bit, which again, I can't believe I messed up at the very end. So we did all that, and now it's time to do some basing. I've got some PVA glue down there. Yeah, Cheese, my little helper, is back to see exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, cats, crazy little things, no boundaries whatsoever, right up in your face, in your business. But yeah, as cute as anything. So basically, as you can see, keeping it really simple here. So this stuff is basically coconut shell shavings. I think that's what it's called. Well, yeah, it's basically from a coconut anyway. I know that much. So it's just obviously the fine bits on that. So yeah, again, basing. I will be getting a video coming out very soon where I'm going to show quite a lot of ways to base miniatures. So yeah, so keep an eye out for that. Basically, I've always got loads of videos coming out because I'm always making stuff, which I absolutely love. And here we go. Yeah, it's so nice and simple. But you might better notice he's not as shiny as he once was. This is because to make sure the paint didn't all come off, I went over it with a varnish. Yeah, you guessed it. I went over with a matte varnish, and it just basically took the shine out of everything. I couldn't believe it when I did the varnish. It was like, no, all this time I wanted this to be really, really shiny. Lo and behold, last final minutes of this thing, yeah, I've turned it into a matte silver. So there we go. We live and learn. Anyway, guys, if you want to buy this, it's over on eBay. Check out my other eBay stuff. It really helps the channel out. Obviously, it means I can buy more stuff and do things and all the rest of it. Anyway, guys, like, share, subscribe, leave comments, all that fun stuff. You guys all take care. See you in the next one. Bye for now.